Whatever it takes, I know I can make it through. A Degrassi podcast with Kelsey and Holland too. I know I can make it through.
Hi, and welcome to Whatever It Takes, a podcast about Degrassi The Next Generation. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Holland, and today we're talking about Season 9, Episode 14, Start Me Up. And Kelsey, will you please read us the Degrassi Wiki summary?
Sure. Peter opens up a club above the dot to occupy his time, and when Declan and Fiona's cousin Victoria returns, Peter is put in a dilemma with a decision to make. There are no commas in that sentence. Meanwhile, Clare is supposed to write a short autobiography on herself, but uses a story that Declan told her as her own.
Yeah, I mean, accurate. Sure.
Not wrong.
The episode title is Start Me Up, which is a 1981 song by the Rolling Stones. I can't believe that song came out in 1981. It seems like earlier, but I don't know. But I guess Peter's starting up a club. He's a startup. I don't know.
Who knows? It's fine.
Victoria gives him feelings that start him up.
Who knows?
Claire's developing a crush on Declan. I don't know. Whatever. It's better than the last episode title, but it's still like, I don't know, sure,
Whatever. We start off the episode with Peter going absolutely fucking bananas, running around. I'm like, what is happening? But he got into college. That's what's happening.
Like, how? But sure.
But oh no, he has to get a job.
Can we do fashion, please? Because I came across my first one.
Yes.
Danny's, like, stripy polo with that, like, Old English writing on it features prominently. But it also is, like, a really well-fit polo on him at the same time.
Well,
he has stupid writing on it.
He always looks good.
But it's not, like, baggy. It's, like...
No.
It's like a well-fit polo that someone would wear, like, today.
Perfect. Victoria's wearing blue eyeshadow.
Everybody in the I think maybe it's more in the next episode, but so many, like, light-colored eyeshadows feature prominently.
You know how I feel about this.
It's a lot. I know I said I wanted to talk about fashion but now I'm realizing I don't have a lot.
Everyone in this band, the like band at the end, is wearing crazy things. They're like a weird techno Marilyn Manson, and I don't know how to feel, but their outfits are crazy. Their outfits are all crazy. It's all like black and leather and strappy and like dominatrixy, and like I think the girl's wearing like fake wings. It's unclear, but it's crazy.
Yeah, the girl is wearing like something out of a BDSM club. I thought the main singer was the guy with like the coconut head haircut from Ned's Classified. But then there's like another singer who has like a sweatshirt with the sleeves cut off, but the hood is up. It's like so much is happening.
It's a lot. It's just all of a lot. Allie's wearing yet another wide belt because of the time, but also I hate those wide belts.
At one point in the episode, I was watching it with Allegra. It was, like, at the end, and I was taking a sip of my coffee, and Allegra was like, ugh, Claire wears so much plaid. And for some reason, that made me, like, do a spit take, because the way she said it was just like, oh, Claire. But, yeah, Claire wears a lot of plaid.
She does. Victoria is wearing crazy sunglasses at the end.
Oh, my God,
like,
the white sunglasses.
The white sunglasses that are, like, rectangles. Boy. It's questionable.
They're really bad. But, like, it was, like, I just, like, was taken back to when, like, white brimmed sunglasses were like the biggest thing at this time. I had multiple pairs,
I'm sure, and like
that I got at like Zoomies,
of course, but like it wasn't just that they were white. I mean, it was that they were white, but it was also they were shaped like she was like Cyclops.
Yeah, it was really,
or
they
like
were bad.
It was crazy.
It was a bad look. Did not go with her face.
It was bananas.
I don't know if it'd go with anyone's face.
She looked like she was in like a really shitty like sci-fi movie.
Yeah. Claire bought a lacy bra just for her.
Good for you, Claire.
And that's all I got.
Same.
But yeah, good for Peter. He got into college, sure. But he's still like butthurt. He's like, oh, but now I need to pay for it. And they're like, and he's like, I need a job. And they're like, a job, you, like, when have you ever stuck to a commitment longer than this long? And he's like, well, the band, before you kicked me out. And then it's, like, awkward. It's like, all right,
Yep.
Still butthurt about the band.
I also wrote still butthurt about the band. I wrote still sad about the band, but he is still butthurt about the band. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then Spinner is helping him write his resume. And he's like, eyes blue, semi-suspended driver's license. Yeah, this is a great fucking resume.
Yeah. And then he's like, hey, come. And then he's like trying to get a job at the Dot. And Spinner's like, I don't know. We don't have room. Can't let you cut into Holly J's tips. Ha jokes, whatever.
And Holly J's like, fuck right. He cannot cut into my tips.
And he's like, I don't know. Come up and help me like get more coffee beans to the upstairs that we have all of a sudden. That looks bigger than the square footage of the downstairs for some reason.
Yep. And Peter echoes all of our thoughts, which are, there's an upstairs?
Exactly. And then Peter has like a eureka moment when he's up there and he's like, we could totally put a stage here and we can put it into a club.
And also Spinner is saying he goes up there to take naps when it's slow, but like who's in the restaurant when you're doing that, Spinner?
Seriously. And then Spinner's like, I don't know, man. Here, if you want to clean it up in here and see, like, then maybe I'll bring like my boss over and like we can talk to him about it. So then there's a cleaning montage with Peter.
And I just wrote, I'd watch Peter's HGTV show.
Totally. But then we are with Claire in class and is not taking us on an emotional journey with her life writing.
No, because she's writing about how she won a math competition and her parents took her out for ice cream. And Queen Kwan is like, this is not good. This is not good.
And then Allie's like trying to make her feel better. And she's like, I'm going to be square Claire forever. And it's like, oh no, sorry.
But Allie's being a very sweet friend as per usual. And she's like, you just haven't experienced things yet. You will.
Yeah. And then we're with Peter, who's trying to convince this guy to let him start a club up there.
Oh, wait, no. First, can we talk about how Jenna goes up? And then it's like, she's like, this is all about small town girl, how she doesn't fit in with the city people. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, shut up, Jenna. And go tip a cow.
The first thing I noticed about about going to the city is that people in the city don't care when there's a new kid at school or something like that. And then it cuts away. And I'm like, oh, bye, Jenna.
Who cares?
Yeah, but then we're in the upstairs and Peter's trying to convince this guy to let him have like an all ages club for kids who can't get into bars and blah blah blah. And then the guy's like, all right, Spinner, you're vouching for this guy? And Spinner's like, yes, I do. And I'm like, that is a risk for you, Spinner.
Yeah, because his boss, who we've never seen before, is basically like, yeah, if anything goes wrong, you're fired.
Exactly. He's like, all right, Spinner, like if you vouch for him, then you're going to be held responsible for this as well. And it's like, all right, but yay, we get to start a club, sure. And then Peter, and then the next
what
day...
What do they know about starting a club? This is not a good plan.
Nothing. But then Peter, the next day at school, Peter hijacks the morning announcements and makes, like, Holly J read this, like, role play about the new club. And
he makes her say peeps, and she's like, this is extremely dumb.
And her name is, like, Nancy or something.
And he says, holy coincidence, which he should have finished with Batman, but fine.
And this is when we learned that the club is called Above the Dot, which is not exactly an inspired name, but I guess it gets the job done.
I mean, I went to a bunch of local shows when I was in, like, high school, and they always had, like, dumb names. Like, there was the Back Door in Nyack, which I went to all the time, and then there was God's Basement, which was literally...
That's at least more, like, creative than... It's above the dot. Well, it's called Above the Dot.
I mean, it was called God's Basement because it was literally a church basement.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But still, it's a little funny.
It's a little funny.
But yeah, I was like, whatever. And then and then Claire, like, finds Declan and is like, I want to be the stage manager for this garbage musical you're throwing. And he's like, sure, okay. And
how is this musical thing still happening?
I don't know. I just hope we get to see it, but I'm also afraid to see it.
Yes. And
then Declan is, like, listening to some music, and Claire's like, what's that? And he's like, oh, it's this indie band I heard in Italy, and and he, like, goes into talking about how It's like basically like Declan under the Tuscan sun story. I don't know. And then Claire is like in love with him now.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, is Claire going to have a crush on Declan now? That's not good.
Yeah. But then we're with Peter's like unloading his van to like start set up shit for the show, above the dot. And Fiona and Victoria come over to say hi. And I was like, what? Victoria's back? And she's like saying sorry for giving him meth. And she's apparently been clean for 2 months now and shows him her 2-month chip.
Here's the thing. Okay. So I had a troubled youth and I was in NA for years. That is not what an NA chip looks like. And also they don't do like by months until you get to like 6 months and 9 months. Like it's 30 days and 90 days. And some places do 60 days, but not everyone does 60 days. It's usually just 30 days and 90 days. And like, again, Canada, hashtag maybe it's different, but I feel like these people just like did not look into what an actual Narcotics Anonymous chip
it's just
looks like.
It's been 2 months since we saw each other, so we're gonna give her this chip.
Pretty much. This fictional, it's not what it looks like.
Yeah. And yeah, but then he's like, oh cool, and then he invites them to like his club. And then we're with Claire, and Casey comes up to her and is like, she's like trying to write her thing, and I think he like starts trying to give her writing tips, and he's like, I just want to make sure you're okay. And she's like, my life didn't revolve around you, Casey. I have like many other interests. Like I'm fine without you. Bye.
Good for Claire.
Yeah. And I'm like, why did we even have this scene? Okay, whatever.
I don't know. Why is Casey trying to talk to her at all? Casey, go away.
And then, oh my God. And then we're at the club, and fucking Janie and the studs are covering house arrest, and it hurts me. It hurts my soul.
I mean, but thank God they're playing another song.
Yeah, they're not playing that. I don't even remember what their other one was. But they just
the
had
Good
one.
Times song.
Oh yeah, good times, good times. Yeah, but they're playing house arrest, but it's like all sanitized and different now, and it's weird.
Good.
It's not good. And then Vicky shows up. Victoria. Do we call her Vicky?
I think we call her Victoria.
Why did I write Vicky then? I don't know. And then she shows up and she's like, "Oh, this is cool." And she's like, "By the way, like you should have like Fritz Helter and the Phantoms come by." And Peter's like, "Oh yeah, I wish I could get someone that big." And she's like, "Oh well, I know them, so I'll tell them to come."
Of course she knows.
And it's like, all right, sure. And then Peter notices someone like rolling a joint or something. And he's like, I don't mean to narc out, but like, you can't do that here. And
which, like, I feel like it's a valid request. They're like, we're going to tell everyone that your club sucks. Which, like,
it's like, well,
just
who
cares?
The fuck are you?
Who cares? Kick them out.
It's like, if you're going to have Fritz and the whatever the fuck's in there the next day, people are going to come anyway. Who cares what these 6 dudes say? The guy is literally like, oh yeah, well then me and my 6 friends are going to leave then and tell everyone your club sucks. It's like, there's fucking 6 of you. I don't give a shit.
Also, like, like, unless you're like, I mean, I know that like at venues and stuff people will smoke or whatever, but like this is a club with like 5 people in it.
Yeah.
It's a club for children, first of all, and also it's a club with like 5 people in it. Like, even during my like dummy stoner days, like I wouldn't have been like, let's just light up this joint inside this borderline empty club.
Seriously.
Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you think that that's fine to do? Why would you be like, yeah, I'll smoke inside?
But Peter's like threatened by this, and I was like, all right, well, just take it to the bathroom, like make sure nobody sees. And it's like, okay, whatever. And then
just like kick these dummies out.
Yeah, they're like not worth it. And then after like everything's done, he and Spinner are kind of closing up, and he's like, we made $18 after the cost, woohoo. And then I think he starts talking to Spinner about how Victoria came by, and Spinner's like, the meth chick?
Which, like, is a fair assessment.
Yeah. And then a policeman comes by and is like, I heard people are, like, I just busted these guys who said they bought drugs in this club. And Peter's like, that's impossible. And he's like, all right, well, just know I have my eye on you. Like, I can't, like, I don't want this to happen again. And then Spinner...
But also, like, who, when they get arrested, are just like, yeah, this is where I bought the drugs.
Yeah. It's like, it doesn't matter, like, where it took place, right? It just matters, like, who sold it to you, right?
And then Spinner's like, this can't be a drug den, which I thought was...
Yeah,
funny.
And he's like, my ass is on the line for this. Like, can't do this. Come on.
It's a good rule.
But just like, yeah. And
then we're back with Queen Kwan, and Claire is she just straight up lifted down